Hello everyone, welcome to Homework Help. If you find the video useful, please subscribe to the channel. In this video, we'll sketch the trigonometry function tan x. The graph of tan x is very different from the graph of sine and cos functions. Graphs of sine and cos function are continuous and have a wave form. Graph of tan x has vertical asymptotes. The graph of tan x is not continuous. Let's start by showing the vertical asymptotes for the graph of y equals tan x. One vertical asymptote for y equals tan x is at pi over 2. We can verify this by evaluating tan of pi over 2 in our calculator. We get a math error because the tan function is undefined at x equals pi over 2, and that's because there is a vertical asymptote at x equals pi over 2. The period for tan function is pi. That means vertical asymptotes in graph of tan x are spaced pi units apart. One vertical asymptote on the left side of the y-axis is at negative pi over 2. These two vertical asymptotes are pi units apart. To find the next vertical asymptote on the right side of the vertical asymptote at x equals pi over 2, we should add pi to pi over 2. Because the period for tan x is pi, so the next vertical asymptote will be pi units away from pi over 2. The denominator of pi is 1, the common denominator is 2, I get 3 pi over 2. This is how we can find vertical asymptotes on the positive side of the x-axis. Now we can find the next vertical asymptote on the negative side of the x-axis. To find the vertical asymptote on the left side of the vertical asymptote at negative pi over 2, we should subtract pi from negative pi over 2. This is a very important concept we need to understand and memorize to find vertical asymptotes on the negative side of the x-axis. The denominator of pi is 1, the common denominator is 2, I get negative 3 pi over 2. The graph of y equals tan x is a set of curves between consecutive vertical asymptotes. Let's start by sketching the curve between the vertical asymptotes at negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. We can prepare a table of values for x values between negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. On the negative side, we can use the x value negative pi over 4. Tan of negative pi over 4 is equal to negative 1. Next, we can use the x value 0. Tan of 0 is equal to 0. Next, we can use the x value pi over 4. Tan of pi over 4 is equal to 1. Now we can plot these points to sketch the curve. The first point is negative pi over 4, negative 1. The second point is 0, 0. The third point is pi over 4, 1. We can join these points in the form of a curve. On the left side, the curve should go along the vertical asymptote in the downward direction. On the right side, the curve should go in the upward direction along the vertical asymptote. This can be the curve for tan x between the vertical asymptotes at negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. The curves will look the same between all consecutive vertical asymptotes. Let's sketch the curve between the vertical asymptotes at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. The midpoint between these two vertical asymptotes is at pi. So the x-intercept for the curve between the vertical asymptotes is at pi. At 3 pi over 4, the y value is negative 1. At 5 pi over 4, the y value is positive 1. Now we can join these points in the form of a curve. This can be the curve between the vertical asymptotes at pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Now we can sketch the curves between the asymptotes at negative 3 pi over 2 and negative pi over 2. The midpoint between these vertical asymptotes is at negative pi. At negative 3 pi over 4, the y value is positive 1. At negative 5 pi over 4, the y value is negative 1. Now we can join these points. This is the curve between the vertical asymptotes, negative 3 pi over 2 and negative pi over 2. So this is how we can sketch the graph for y equals tan x. I hope you'll find this video useful. Please share it, like it, and subscribe to Homework Help. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Bye.